I'm on the movie, been the foundation. It's time to move. 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 Yeah, it's time to move. 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 Hey, it's time to move. It's time to move.
Hello, beautiful people. I'm R.
And I'm D.
And together we are
DJR Union. And today, we're going to be going over the Black Clover card list, starting off with purple because, let's be honest, it's purple. It's the first color in the list, so we're going to start here.
It's my favorite color, honestly.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I knew that, by the way, guys, just so you know. I was just making conversation for the video. So, Magicula, Devil, 2 energy, 1 action, generates 1 energy at 2k BP, no trigger. But when played, you get to choose one character on your opponent's front line, and it loses 1000 BP until the start of your next turn.
Start of the next turn. See, now that's something a little bit new.
That's really good.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of the cards that currently exist that decreases BP on your opponent's side, it's only for that one turn. But to have it consistent up to the following up turn,
yeah, it's
pretty nice.
Yeah, to be able to not only get a chance to get over your opponent on your turn, but to make sure that their character can't get over on you on theirs, that's so good.
Exactly, because it's like I said, you can always buff your characters to try to make them stronger, but like I said, during your opponent's turn, they go back to their regular BP, and then they start swinging back, or like say a 4K versus a 4K. But nah, if you drop them down to a 3K, that is still a 3K. You ain't swinging over no 4Ks with it.
Nope. Asta, 2 energy, 1 action, part of the Black Bulls, generating 1 energy at 3k plus BP. And an active trigger.
So during your opponent's turn, if you have 4 or more other, keyword in that sentence, other Black Bulls affinity cards on your field, this character gains 500 BP. So pretty much, like you said, if you saw in an earlier video where we were discussing some of the Black Clover cards, we figured that Purple Asta or Purple Black Bulls is one of those cards where it's like birds of a feather flock together. You need to have multiple Black Bull affinity cards in order to truly benefit off of their effects.
Yes, and as you can see, we're already starting to see some of those benefits of these effects with Asta being able to get a measly 500 BP. It's not much, but it's definitely going to help him get over other 3k opponent cards. And here we are. We did go over this card before in a previous video, but we are going to go over it again real quick. 4 energy, 1 action, Asta, Raid. If you have 4 more other Black Bull cards on your field, he gets Impact. The character battling this card loses Nullify Impact for the duration of this battle. And when sidelined, you may place 1 Black Bull affinity card from your hand into the sideline, and if you do, you may play up to 1 base card of this rated character set to resting onto your front line.
So pretty much, we already know, he's anti-magic. Any Nullify Impact you have to try to protect your life and everything, Asta does not care. He does not give 0 freaking Fs, bro. He's going to be swinging over you. He's going to be getting that damage through. So you better be ready for it. And also for the factor to be able to also keep your fodder version of Asta onto the field even after this Asta dies, it's just icing on the cake.
Yeah, I think R mentioned it in the last video where we discussed this, where it literally defines Asta to a T, where not giving up is his magic, because even though he's dying, he's coming right back up.
Exactly.
Gray.
Honestly, I say you love to see Gray, but this is just another vanilla card, honestly. Ain't nothing much to it.
My boy Gosh, the Sister Complex guy. He's cool. He's not my favorite Black Bull. We'll get to him when we get to him. Exactly. And I'm talking about outside of the main character, because I absolutely love Asta. But outside of the main character, you'll see who that character is in a bit.
Yes, sir.
So Gotch Adelaide, 3 energy, 1 action, generating 2 energy. And your color trigger.
Exactly.
At 3k BP. When played, choose up to 1 character on the field with Black Bull's affinity, any character. Play up to 1 purple character card with 2 or less required energy, 1 AP cost, and the same card name as the chosen character from your hand or sideline set to resting onto your field, and at the end of the attack phase, you kill off that character.
Honestly, that's not bad. That's really, really good, especially if, like you said, you have a raid card in your hand but no fodder to bring it out.
Right.
This is a good way to cheat out that raid fodder, because even if it's going to be at the end of turn, you only need that 1 turn to bring out your raided version.
Exactly. And honestly, having just a bunch of Black Bulls on the field may just help you out with other cards, because as we know in decks like these, a lot of them say when played, if you have this number of this archetype of card on the field, then an effect happens. So this Gotch, you're using 1 action, you're getting him out and another card out, as long as you control a character with a similar name on the field, And it's good because now you get that extra added benefit, like the Yami that we went over in the one video, where he's able to kill off a character based on the number of Black Bulls you have. With Gosh, you're able to get that character out, and it doesn't even say that you have to put it on the front line. So you can play that character in the energy line set to resting.
Exactly.
So when it dies off, you still have all your blockers.
Pretty much so. So honestly, that's a pretty good card and pretty excellent card to make it a color trigger.
Yeah, definitely. Because you're definitely going to want to run the color trigger in purple. If you haven't seen our ranking of the triggers, go ahead and check out that video because let's just say purple color trigger is really good.
It's up there. It's up there.
Gordon.
He's a racist.
Zora.
This aside of Asta, this is my guy right here.
Yeah.
I like Zora.
He is a great character.
He's
I can't even lie. You know what? Since you like him so much, why don't you talk about his card?
All right. So Zora, when he's on the front line, once per turn, if your opponent activates and main effect ability, if you have another Black Portal Affinity card on your field, draw a card.
That's really good.
That's super good, bro.
That's like having a draw trigger outside of the attack phase.
Exactly.
Like, anytime your opponent activates an active main ability, mind you, active main abilities are very common in Union Arena, and they're very particular about having these cards do good stuff to help out your deck. So anytime your opponent is doing something like that to benefit their side of things, you're able to benefit your side of things as long as you have one other Black Bull card anywhere on your field.
Now, here's the thing, too. So imagine you're running 4 of these Zoras, and you have at least 2 of them out on the field. It's not like Tatsumaki where you're only limited to activate the ability one time that turn.
Exactly.
It's only once per turn per that character with the way this is ruled, with it's ruled out on the card. So if you have 2 of them, that's 2 cards you're drawing. You have 3 of them on the field, that's 3 cards you're drawing.
Yep.
So this card is going to be generating a lot of value if they want to go ahead and be like, oh, I'm going to activate this ability. All right, bet. I'm going to draw some cards.
Yeah, I have 4 Zoros on the front line because I'm just building up my field right now. So, thanks for that. I'm going to just draw 4 cards real quick.
Exactly. Like, you ever heard of Maxi and Yu-Gi-Oh?
Charmy. Zero energy, 1 action Charmy here, and a Black Bull affinity, of course. 500 BP, 1 energy. When played, choose up to 1 other character on your field to gain 1k BP till end of turn.
So it's just your basic like buff character for your 0 cost. So nothing really new here. However, I am curious to see if she does have a raid version of her.
Oh, that would be really nice to see. And she has a draw trigger.
Exactly. So that's also another bonus as well.
Narrow.
Now.
That's a bird.
I don't care.
Noel Silva, 2 energy, 1 action, 3k BP, 1 energy.
All right.
When played, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Black Bull's affinity card among them and add it to your hand. Place the rest on the bottom in any order, and if you add a card to your hand, place 1 from your hand to the sideline. All
right, so I will say I am starting to notice this pattern with a lot of, specifically like the 2 energy drop character cards that dig 4 cards deep into their deck. They always set up like this where you add a card to your hand and place a card to your sideline, mainly because of the fact they fall off with no trigger on their effects as well.
Yes.
Because you've seen the same one in Alice, and Yellow Alice with what is his name, Yuigo?
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah. With Yu-Gi-Oh, where he has a similar effect. And I think Zenitsu, Yellow Zenitsu, also have that same effect as well.
Red.
That's what I meant to say.
No. Yeah, you're right. Yellow. You're right.
Exactly.
You're right.
See,
You're right.
I was correct.
I was thinking of the one that searches for raids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. The one in yellow does have this exact same effect though. Vanessa. 3 energy, 2 action. Let's see if it's worth it. 3k BP, 1 energy. When played, play up to 1 purple card character with 2 or less required energy, 1 AP costing Black Bull affinity from your sideline set to resting on the field, or perform raid with it.
Okay.
If you have 6 or more, it's 4 or less required energy instead. So it's not the worst.
It's not the worst.
It's also not the best, but it's still a decent 2 action point card.
Yes. I would say if I were to take a look at this card, I would say it's a toned down version of Neon.
Yes, very much so. I feel like it's really good because you're able to do it from your sideline. And since you're targeting your sideline, first of all, the Noel ability that we just went over is going to help benefit it because you discarding a card means that this Vanessa is going to be able to get her ability off, as well as the Gotch that we mentioned earlier, too, because he targets the sideline as well.
Exactly.
So it seems like the Black Bulls are, wait a second, hear me out. Is Vanessa changing fate by being able to bring characters from your sideline?
The threads of fate?
Bro, wait a second. That's some good flavor.
You're cooking.
That's some good flavor. Hold on. Wait. They knew what they were doing.
They know exactly what they were doing, bro.
Just for that top tier card, I'm putting one of it in my deck.
One of? Yeah, I can see that. One of, definitely.
Finral, my boy. I love this dude. This is my favorite Black Bolt character outside of Asta.
Honestly, yeah, I would agree. He's up there. Especially during that tournament arc.
Oh my gosh, yes,
bro.
Yes, bro. Finral's the homie for real,
bro. That scene afterwards when they pulled up on him, bro. There. For those of you who know, you know.
Finral, 1 energy, 1 action, and what does he do? He shows up on the field, and then he portals a card out to your hand.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, the flavor is immaculate.
That flavor.
Mwah.
What if you
Chef's kiss.
A 0 cost Asta on the field?
Portal him back to hand.
You got to raid Asta with Vanessa, who just died. He got his hand sealed off.
Bring him back.
bro, I'm telling you, they just did it like that.
The characters write themselves. Magna, another absolutely amazing character.
Bro, all the Black Bulls are just bangers. I'm not gonna lie.
Actually, yeah, you're right. I freaking love every single Black Bull character.
Yeah, facts, bro.
Alright, so 0 energy, 1 action. When played, if you have another Black Bull affinity card on the field, draw a card and place one from hand to sideline. Interesting.
I will say, yeah, it's interesting, but I'm not gonna lie. I just think it's just a worse version of the just the normal draw card, discard card. I mean, give and take, he's at 2k BP. Don't get me wrong, but what's the trade-off of that? You're loose. You have to have another Black Bull affinity card onto the field for a 0 cost, must I mind you.
Yeah.
And secondly, it doesn't have a draw trigger.
Yeah, like honestly, when you see a character get buffed up to 2k BP as a 0 cost, you expect them not to have that trigger because that's usually the trade-off for having the extra 500 BP.
Exactly.
But to also have the drawback of needing another character on the field, that's a bit much.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Unless there is a raid Magna in this deck, if there's the Dark Triad 0 cost that draws a card and sidelights a card, I might just add that to my deck instead. I'm just being real.
Look, I would not blame you. Yami Sukehiro. And this is the card that we did talk about in another video as well. We're just going to go over it real quick again. 4 energy, 2 action. When played, if you have 6 or more Black Bulls on the field, choose up to 1 character with 4k or less BP on your opponent's front line and sideline it. When attacking, choose up to 1 character on your field with Black Bull's affinity, and it gains 1k BP till end of turn. Alright,
so pretty much it's a kill card and it's a buff card. As we know, like I said, it does come in resting, doesn't come in active. So more than likely, like you say, you just want to play it as a 2-0. There's nothing more to it.
Yeah.
Luck.
My favorite psychopath. I love the crazy characters. 4 energy, 1 action, 3k BP plus.
Yep.
1 energy. During your turn, he gets 1,000 BP. And when played, if you have 6 or more Black Bull affinity cards on the field, switch them to active.
Honestly, pretty solid card, honestly. Like you said, just like you said, it bursts of a feather, flock together. If you have 6 or more other Black Bulls on the field, he comes in active, so you already start swinging with it as a 4k beater.
It's amazing. And the best part,
he's a draw trigger?
He's a draw trigger.
Exactly.
Alright, Vanica. We're getting into the Dark Triad, and here we are. 0 energy, 1 action.
What the frick am I looking at?
When she dies, draw a card and place one from your hand to sideline.
Okay. I jumped the gun. I thought it was just draw a card and place one from hand to sideline with no trigger. I was about to lose my mind.
Oh no.
I was about to lose my mind.
Hey, and don't worry, it's 2k BP too, so that trade-off is there.
Okay, I guess. Okay, alright. Justified.
But yeah. Good when sideline trigger, so you know Dark Triad might be focusing on sidelining cards.
That is true.
Vanica. Oh, when active, generate an extra energy. Vanica, 3 energy, 2 action. Here we go. Color trigger. Let's hear her out. 3,500 BP. 1 energy. Kind of okay. For 3 energy, 35. Okay. When played, draw 2 cards, place one from hand to sideline.
Okay.
And when sideline, play up to 1 purple card with 2 or less required energy, 1 AP cost, and Dark Triad or Devil from your hand set to resting onto your field. So while she does get played onto the field, she does replace herself when she dies.
Yeah, I guess. It's alright. Like you say, you draw 2 cards, then 1 card from your hand into the sideline. But like I said, I see it as this card is okay. It may be run a 2-up, but that's about it. I mean, if there's another card in the Dark Triad affinity type that says like, hey, if you play a card with 2 AP, this card costs 1 less AP to cast or something of that nature.
That'd be nice.
Then I can see this being a whole lot better to run. But for me, it's just okay at best. For a color trigger, it's just okay.
Yeah, and my question more so deals with the whole replacing herself thing. That's a kind of weird mechanic to see from a purple card. I don't really expect to see like, oh, when this purple card dies, she's able to put another card that's 2 or less onto the field from your hand rested. It's just, it makes me wonder what they're thinking. Like what other cards are we about to see that makes this seem more justifiable?
It has to be someone with some when played abilities, so that's the only that's going to make this more justifiable.
Yeah, and from what we've seen, it's mostly when sidelined, so let's not hold our breaths.
Yeah.
Xenon, Nullify Impact. Xenon, when sidelined, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal 1 Dark Triad or Devil Affinity card from among them, add it to hand, and then place the rest on the bottom in any order with an active trigger 1k BP.
Alright, so again, more stuff is just like when it's sidelined and things of that nature. So I think if we're like getting to the more higher cards or the more higher cost energy cards, those are maybe the cards like, say for example, your Michael Jackson, aka Muzan from the Demon Slayer. So I think that's what they're building up towards right here.
Xenon again, 3 energy, 1 action, generating 2 energy.
Okay.
With a draw trigger.
Alright, he's
at
cooking.
3k BP.
Alright.
When played, you may sideline 1 other character on the field to draw 2 cards.
There we go.
So that explains a little bit about the 2 energy card that we have a little bit. But I still don't see it 100% just yet. We might have to look a little bit further into these cards.
This is only 1 card that's benefiting off of it. We probably need like another 1 or 2 more cards.
Yeah, but for as far as we know so far, Vanica is just going to be sacrificial fodder.
Exactly. She's the sacrificial lamb in this one.
And here we are. Xenon Raid.
Alright, what you do?
4 energy, 1 action, 4k BP, 1 energy generator. Nullify Impact. On the main phase, once per turn, place 4 cards from your sideline into the removal area, and if you do, he gains cannot be blocked by a character with 3k or less BP until end of turn.
Okay.
When attacking, draw a card. When he attacks and is blocked, place 1 card from your hand into the sideline. Interesting.
That's a I'm not gonna sit here and say that that last ability is bad.
Right.
Like I said, because we're already seeing how you're taking cards from your sideline and putting it into your removal area to be able to make it so it's not be able to be blocked by like block fodder.
Yeah.
So for it to say that if you're blocked, or you have to add a card from your hand to the sideline, they must have something in this deck that your opponent's gonna look like I do not want to block this character.
Right.
I don't want you to feel your sideline.
Yeah.
I don't want you to get to a certain criteria to bring out an amazing dread.
Yeah, and that's going to run a risk. I also want to point out real quick, this ability. This character cannot be blocked with a character with 3k or less BP. That Asta we went over earlier, who gets 500 extra BP on your opponent's turn, makes it so that he'll be able to block the Xenon. Because he's at 3k BP, he gets the extra 500 and is able to block this, so you're not being forced to block with your more powerful cards. You're able to block with someone like Asta.
Honestly, that's pretty true. I do like that. Good job pointing that out.
Dante.
I think this is where we're going to start seeing where those sideline abilities and that block abilities start taking effect.
Dante. 2 energy, 1 action. When played, look at the top card of your deck, place it on the top of the deck or into your sideline. Very reminiscent of that Ichigo that we have.
Really is. Almost exactly like it. Like I said, it just costs 1 more energy, but still. So I like that. That's a nice good kind of deck and sideline manipulation right there.
Yeah, active trigger and all, so not too crazy. Dante, 4 energy, 1 action. This man looks like a beast.
Bro, why are you looking at me like that? Secondly, I see a lot of yellow.
Whoa, I just looked at the yellow. Can you tell me what this yellow does, Art? Because I'm confused. I'm scared.
All right. First off, let's start with the activate main. Place 4 cards from the sideline to remove with area. If you do, choose one of the following. This card gains damage to it till the end of the turn. That alone is scary.
That terrifies me.
And then think about it. Activate main. So it's not when played, it's activate.
So that's at any point in time.
Yeah. So next, this character gains double block and nullify impact until the start of your next turn.
Oh.
Let that sink in. Let that sink in.
I didn't know the sink was outside.
It just clicked. It just clicked. It just clicked. You must be stopped, man.
And if those abilities weren't already insane enough, he has a draw trigger.
Bro, I can already see him being played as a 4 of.
This man's and he's not a 4 energy 2 action card. Like, honestly, this was a 2 action card. I could argue it.
Yeah, I can argue it too. He's able to do that much for 2 AP. I would still justify playing him.
But for 1 AP?
That's kind of insane.
I feel like he's a must play.
He's a must play because the thing is, it's like the moment I play him, I'm just going to activate the double block and nullify impact, so he's going to get value after being put onto the field.
Exactly.
And then next turn, if you don't have any dress or I got rid of your dress, I'm just going to give it damage too.
And now what are you going to do? Block him? Idiot?
Yeah. Like, this card was made because you, based on your situation, based on your board state or your opponent's board state, you can activate any of these other abilities.
Yeah.
So that's, to me, that's good good card design, I should say.
Yeah, it's very good card design. And then also we can reckon back to the place 4 cards from sideline into removal area. We're seeing this ability again, which means that the Xenon ability of every time he's blocked, place a card from your hand to sideline is actually getting some payoff with this card in particular.
Exactly, because like say you block with him, be like, you want to block? All right, bet. That's another card on my sideline. That Dante on the field. Get ready for damage too. Yeah, we saw the Bone Dude. Oh, there's a raid.
Yep, here we go. And I think we saw this raid when we were talking about it in the other video where we were just going over a few of the cards that were showing off.
Exactly.
So 5 energy, 1 action, Dante. When played, choose up to 2 characters on your opponent's front line that lose 1k BP until the start of your turn. Next turn.
Your next turn.
When attacking, place the top 2 cards of your deck into the sideline.
Again, you're fueling the sideline. And not only that, you're debuffing 2 of their cards until the start of their next turn, to the start of your next turn.
Yeah, this Dark Triad deck might be scary.
I think it's on to something right now.
Oh, it's most definitely on to something. All art, fair enough.
All the arts, all right.
All right, here we are. And now we're getting into the cards that are not characters. First off, we got the Sight, the Tree, 3 energy, 1 action. I am not going to butcher that on Clifford.
Anyway.
The Tree of Clifford, the big red dog.
Clifford, the big red dog. I'm done, bro.
Generates 2 energy, has a get trigger.
Yes.
And at the end of your attack phase, if you have no cards in your deck, and 3 or more Dark Triad Affinity cards with unique names on your field, you win the game? Whoa!
Wait.
Alternate win condition.
Wait.
Alternate win condition.
Wait. Hold up. Deck out?
Whoa!
Deck out?
Whoa, alt win condition?
Deck out?
Alt win condition?
Bro.
Okay.
Bro. Oh.
Yeah, Tree of Clifford is a menace.
Yeah. Tree of Clifford, this is a combo deck. This is a combo deck, bro.
So I
instantly, I can instantly see this being played at a 4 of. Not because of the fact of the win con, but also because of the fact that you also generate 2 energy.
Yeah. And then let's talk about this ability that we haven't even talked about yet.
Take it away.
Activate main. Switch this card to race. Activate main. Switch this card to resting. Place 4 cards from your sideline into your removal area. If you do, draw a card, place 1 from your hand to sideline, and you can only activate this ability 1 time each turn. So, even if you have multiple of this on the field, you will not be able to use it multiple times. You can only use it once.
Exactly. So they knew what people were thinking. So they're like, all right, let's just clarify this before people start running away with it.
Yeah.
But even then, like you said, to be able to just draw a card again, working your way to that deck out, and having that alternate win condition on your field, kind of nice. Not gonna lie, kind of nice.
Yeah, and I do like that. That does specify they have to have different names on your field.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like that it also says on your field instead of frontline, because I attacked and they're letting the attacks do. Oh dang, I hit a special trigger. They got rid of the card I needed on my front line. I can just have that card in my energy line with this card in my energy line and still get the win condition off.
Exactly. As long as it has that Dark Triad Affinity on there, It's like, it doesn't matter how many cards you kill on the front line. These things are chilling on the back line. I'm not moving it up to the front.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Watch out for the big red dog. Black Bull's Hideout.
Yes, sir.
Now, I know a lot of people that saw our video where we talked about Henry being able to activate the when played ability of Black Bull's Hideout has been waiting for this card to see what exactly it does. And here you are. When played, if all the cards on your field have Black Bull's affinity, choose one of the following. You either get to draw a card, or you can place a Black Bull affinity card from your hand into the sideline and draw 2 cards.
Honestly, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice, especially if all the cards you play on your deck is Black Bull affinity. Mm-hmm. So you're just gonna have nothing but Black Bull affinity cards on the field. So when you play out this Black Bull's Hideout, which of course, and if it sells Black Bull's affinity,
yep,
you're drawing a card, or you're placing another card from your hand to a sideline to just draw 2 more cards.
This card's gonna be really good.
It's good.
Genkairo Kaido.
It's about me taking you on right here, right now.
I think that's the wrong deck.
You have to say the same thing at the end.
Actually, oh yeah, that's a good point. Alright, it's your final trigger. Switch 2 AP points active.
I kind of like how they have it. It says surpass your limits. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because you're literally surpassing the limit of AP cards you can use in this turn. And if you lose all your life, you're surpassing your limits of living.
Yeah, not giving up is my magic, you know?
You know?
Exactly.
Wouldn't that have been a better card?
Honestly?
We might see it in a different color.
Yeah.
We might see it in a different color.
Maybe red.
Ooh. Black Bull. Oh, that's
Yo,
nice
that's actually
art.
kind of sick.
That's going to be nice in foil.
Oh, facts.
Choose one character to our opponent's front line. It loses 1,000 BP for every Black Bull affinity card on your field until end of turn.
So pretty much like Tenzin
Yes.
and Demon Slayer, it has a pretty high ceiling.
Yes.
Pretty high ceiling. So you can kill things with up to 8k BP on your field.
Yeah. And the best part is, since it's not sidelining stuff, it's just lowering BP, you might be able to see ways to finagle getting rid of
Saitama? Yeah.
Especially if you were to use Magicula, I believe was her name.
Yes.
She lowers BP by 1,000 until the start of your next turn, so if you get 2 of that ability to trigger off,
and then play this,
and then have Black Bulls with a full row of Black Bulls, then you could. But that's a lot of finagling around, because Magicula is obviously not a part of the Black Bulls.
Yeah, that's kind of true. But hey, if you play your cards right, you can make it happen.
It's true.
Bruh.
Another final trigger.
Actually,
this one for the Dark Triad.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, why do we get 2 final triggers?
That's really interesting. One themed around the Black Bulls and one themed around the Dark Triad. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I kind of like that too.
Presence of the Demon King. 4 energy, 1 action. Choose one character on your opponent's front line. It loses 3k BP till the start of your next turn, but if Dante is on the field, you get to choose if it's 4k BP instead, or if you get to draw a card on top of it.
Honestly, I can see why this effect, because remember the tree is when Khan is decking out. So this kill card essentially just giving you the additional option, or you just work your way towards decking yourself out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I really like this. This is a good card. I feel like Black Clover Purple is really good.
I think so too.
Solid base with the heroes with Black Bull affinity. Solid base with the villains with the Dark Triad affinity. I can definitely see either one being played, and I can have good arguments for both.
Exactly. I kind of am interested in building the Dark Triads now.
Yeah, I wasn't at first, but now that big red dog's got me curious.
I know, right?
And that's gonna be it for the purple cards. So,
I mean, I'm seeing a lot of potential. One with, like you said, with the Zora.
Yes.
On the field and being able to just generate more card advantage, so for your opponent just literally playing their game, or even like I said, the Dark Triad, just being able to just win from decking yourself out.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, you get a bunch of different benefits off of having these cards, and I really like the ability of being able to
pick and choose between some of their abilities.
Yeah, like, the Dark Triad definitely has that ability of choosing stuff. Like, with Dante, being able to choose between damage 2 or double block and nullify impact, or even its own kill card, being able to choose between increasing the range or being able to draw a card and get that deck out ability as well.
Exactly. So it's like, it gives you a lot of options based on the situation of the board state.
Yes.
So I really do like that indeed.
So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for us for today's video. So yeah,
Yes, sir.
that's been Black Clover Purple. So thank you all for watching today's video. Stay tuned because we are going to be covering the rest of the colors for Black Clover as well as the Bleach Volume 2 set that is also out as well. So yeah.
Exactly. So without further ado, I've been R.
And I've been D.
And together we've been
DJR.
Union.